Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our platform. And I see a lot of you are joining in. Please, we have a chat box there. If you have questions, if you want to comment, introduce yourself, use the chat box. You're more than welcome to. And you also notice that you have a mic. You can request to speak. That will be beneficial when we have a Q&A session. So we're looking forward to your questions. All right. So let me tell you a little bit about myself while we're waiting for you to request the mic and to pitch your business quickly. My name is Neo Morapedi, and I'm a founder and a managing director of Neo Morapedi Productions. So basically, what I'm trying to do here with the business using this platform is to promote other businesses, to make sure that you get exposed and you know what to do in terms of funding, in terms of exposure, and also networking. You realize that most companies that are huge, they thrive on networking. So if you know people that know people, most of the time you'll be successful in this industry. Now, if you look on the list there of the people, there's you see a tab for people there. If you click on that, you'll see whoever's connected there. You're able to link up with them, network with them, and make sure that you exchange ideas on how you can grow businesses, how you can venture together and form a conglomerate, something huge that you can use for your advantage. Okay, we can introduce our presenter then. Maybe we're still warming up to the platform. Our next presenter is Ms. Lindiwe Ncube. So Ms. Lindiwe Ncube is a business analyst. She's going to give us a presentation on how and where we can get funding for SMMEs. So this has been a challenge in a lot of small businesses in terms of getting funding. And most of the time, the challenge is not knowing where to go or how to qualify for those funding. So with her presentation, she's going to shed a light on doing that. So we recorded her presentation because of the network challenges that we've been facing, load shedding, and we didn't want any surprises, so we did a recording. So we're going to share the recording after the presentation. We also have a surprise presenter that will come to tell us more on how we can manage the funds that now we have acquired, and not only for the businesses, even for personal use. And I hope we will be able to enjoy it too.
Thank you for joining us. This short presentation will be showing you how to look for funding. Please bear with us while we are sharing the presentation, and we'll also have a question and answer session. We'll be discussing the company needs, discussing how to compile a business plan, discussing which organization and programs that are offering funding for SMMEs, and also how a company can be a beneficiary for enterprise and supplier development initiatives. As a company, you need to analyze your needs. Are your financial needs related to delivery of product? Are your financial needs related to management of cash flow? Do you need to buy a machinery to produce a product or a vehicle to deliver products? Do you need assistance with marketing strategy? After an analysis of your needs, you will know whether you need monetary or non-monetary assistance. An example of a monetary assistance, it's when you need a fund to purchase a machinery or maybe to even pay your salaries for your employees. An example for a non-monetary assistance, it's when the management of the company or even shareholders need some kind of training or coaching or mentoring. Once you determine whether you need the finance, then you need to also look at different options that can be presented to you by the funders. Do you actually need a grant or do you need a loan? So you need to also consider the terms and conditions which are related to grants and the ones which are related to loan. Some funders may be interested to give you a loan, which may be an interest-free loan or it can be a standard loan. So what do you need to do in order to present your company to the funders? So you need a business plan that will be presented to the funders. What is included on the business plan? The business plan should include an executive summary which gives an overview of the business. It should also indicate the financial information, the details of those financial information. It should be details related to income and expenditure, details related to the balance sheet, and also the cash flow statement. The information should provide historical information, current and as well as projected information. When we're talking about projection, it should be 3 years or it depends on the funder. Some funders are interested on 3 years projections. Some funders need you to cover 5 years. Also, your business plan should indicate the market analysis. On the market analysis, you need to show the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats for the company. The business plan also should indicate who are the managers of this business and who are the owners of this business. Some funders may be interested to know the financial status of those of the directors as well as the shareholders of the business. The business plan also should show that the company complies to laws and regulations of South Africa. Those laws can be, the company can confirm that their tax compliance status. It can also indicate that the company is registered with CIPC. There may be additional information which may be needed by the funder, so you can allow those additional information to be included on the business plan. You can add some appendices to include the additional information. Please make sure that your business plan is competitive and attractive to the funders. And the only way to do that, you need to make sure that you stick to the funders' requirements. The next thing we'll be discussing is the organizations that provides funding. Also, there's programs that are outside that are used by different departments to provide funding to SMME. The first organization, which we well known, it's usually referred as SEFA, the Small Enterprise Finance Agency. What's the role of the Small Enterprise Finance Agency? Is to assist the SMMEs that needs 50,000 rand and up to 15 million rand. There are different programs that is offered by SEFA. I will just discuss a few of their projects. There's a business recovery package. That one is a new program which has been implemented recently due to the vandalism that happened in KZN and Gauteng. SEFA is mostly interested in assisting township and rural areas business. So they have a township and rural empowerment program, and they also have a manufacturing support program. What's the difference between the two programs? The first program, they are just willing to inject 50,000 up to 35,000 into the business. But with the manufacturing one, even though a business may be in township or rural, but it needs to be specifically doing manufacturing. And then also there's direct and wholesale lending. This one, it's a loan facility. They are willing to give loans to businesses, to SMMEs. The maximum amount that they can give is 50 million rand. Please note that with that loan, the business needs to pay it back within 12 years. The next organization is a small enterprise development agency. Also, they have a responsibility to develop SMMEs. SMMEs mostly have non-monetary assistance, but they also match SMMEs with funders who are willing to provide grant or provide a loan. They also match the SMEs with incubators. We know that the incubators, they are the one mostly who does the marketing, the coaching, as well as the training. And also SMME assists with cooperative, and they are also interested on assisting the collective investment projects. We also have National Youth Development Agency. NYDA have non-monetary and monetary initiatives. With non-monetary, they link the SMME with the marketing company, or even with someone who've got marketing experience. They also assist the managers on SMMEs business to mentor them and coach them. Sometimes they use people in the same industry as the SMME to be mentored or coached. NYDA can also provide business management training. They also do youth cooperative development. So on monetary assistance, they are willing to inject about 2,000 up to 2,000 rand up to 250,000. What does NYDA target? Who are targeted by NYDA? It's mainly youth. So it's anyone who's 35 years old or less than 35. Or also if your SMME is a cooperative, you can also apply at NYDA. Also, most of the projects that they've assist, it's phototyping, and if you want to register for a patent, and if you want to purchase a business right, NYDA will be willing to assist on those projects. The next one is Industrial Development Corporation. IDC is interested on big projects, and most of their projects are government-related project. They related to the goal of the government. We know that the government objective is to increase companies which deals with electricity. So, if that's your core business, IDC may be interested. Another key performance which they are interested on is job creation. So their main goal is to ensure that South Africa reduces unemployment rate. Whom are they interested on? They are interested on a historically disadvantaged group, but they mostly focus on black-owned company, black women-owned companies, black youth-owned companies. And please remember, this is critical. If your company will create a lot of jobs in South Africa, IDC will definitely be interested. Which programs are out there to assist SMME? The first project I want to discuss is the Black Business Supplier Development Program. This one was established by Department of Small Business Development. And on this project, 50% of the projects that they funded, it's the companies that are owned by black people. Those companies are either use the money to acquire assets, or they use the money to require some professional services they may need, or also for training. They are willing to give grant of approximately a 1 million rand, not more than R1 million. The other program is Blacky Industrialist scheme. This one is for big projects. The minimum grant that they can give an SMME is about 30 million rand. If the company is interested in investing in an equipment or a vehicle or a machinery, BIS it's a good program for that company. I will make an example. If a company, for instance, you want to start a logistic company, BIS program will be a good program to approach. Business process services. There's two main key performances for business process services. One is the creation of jobs. The second one, you need to make sure that the project would enhance countries' exports. If your project doesn't do those, or will never deliver on those two main key performance indicators, you don't need to approach, or you don't need to be part of this program. The last program I want to discuss is a capital project feasibility program. On this one, the government is not only interested on the end product, they're also interested on the beginning of the product or the beginning of the project. So with this program, they are giving grants to people who are busy with the feasibility study. So if your feasibility study project is within Africa, the government is willing to give you a grant of 55% of the total cost. However, it needs to be kept to 8 million rand. They don't cover more than 8 million rand. And if it's outside Africa, only 50% of the total cost will be provided. Please note that the rest of the percentage of the total cost you need to cover out of your pocket or get other funders to cover it. These are not the only programs which are there. I just wanted to discuss this project. Who are the other people who can assist the SMME? We have other government institutions. Each government institution, it can be a public entity or it can be a department. It's got an APP target to assist SMME. So each government institution is required to make sure that it assists an SMME. However, there's a difficulty in approaching SMME because in certain cases they don't have a right to do that. So most government institutions, they collaborate with SEDA in order to identify SMMEs that they can assist. But it's not only the government institution who've got the responsibility to do that. Also the banks as well as the private sector companies, they need to assist that, especially to assist SMME, especially those who are large companies. That has been done through Triple BE. Triple BE stands for Broad-Based Black Economic Empowerment. Triple BE has a target that enforce companies to assist the black-owned SMMEs. That's our next discussion. So, as an SME, how can you become a beneficiary for supplier development or enterprise development initiatives? When you look at the Triple BE codes, the percentage is about 1% to 3% of the net profit after tax for each company. So they need to spend 1% to 3%. What are you required to be identified for this initiative? You need to be a black-owned company. What does black-owned company means? Your company needs to make sure that 51% of the shareholding is owned by black people. The rest of the shareholding, it can be owned by white people, or it can be owned by someone who's from outside South Africa. That's fine, as long as you can prove that 51% is owned by black people. Then you'll be able to be part of this initiative. Also, your company needs to have a revenue that is less than 50 million. Once it's more than 50 million, you can't be a beneficiary of this initiative. And if you're more than 50 million, you're not regarded as an SMME. So you can either be a supplier or not a supplier of that company you are approaching. They can assist you with monetary or non-monetary assistance. Supplier development is mostly focusing on companies that are a supplier. So if you are a supplier of a large company, you can approach the owners of this company or the management of this company and tell them, I'm a black-owned company and my company it has a revenue of less than 50 million. I will be interested on being your beneficiary on SD. They may be interested. And if you already have your need analysis and you have your business plan, they will show that you are committed to ensure that your business you are meeting your business needs or your business goals. So they may be interested to assist you. So in this initiative, when I'm talking about monitoring, what kind of monitoring assistance can a large company do? The monitoring assistant can be a grant, it can be an interest-free loan, it can be a standard loan, or they can also assist you with a direct cost. The direct cost is when they pay for your stationery or they pay for your employee's salary. In terms of non-monetary assistance, they can provide an office space. They can provide an office space in their building where your company come and operate in their business, that they can claim for BBBE and get points for it. So there's different way of doing it. You just need to look for an opportunity and grab it. Thank you. That's all on my side. Any questions?
Thank you very much, Lindiwe, for that presentation. You can switch on your camera and we take one or two questions before we jump over to our next speaker there. If you have a question, please raise your hand. If you're not aware how to do that, at the top you see three buttons: suggested, connections, and all. Click on all, and then it will list the attendees. Next to you, there will be a microphone there. Then you can click that microphone to request to speak. Otherwise, you can use your comment box there and ask your questions, and then we can read them out loud for you. While we're waiting for the questions, Lindiwe, to your knowledge, then again, thanks for the presentation. To your knowledge, how many in percentage roughly do SMMEs get granted with funding in South Africa? We seem to have lost her. Okay, let's try and get her back. We apologize for that. Okay, we seem to have lost her. Ms. Fikile, let us invite you to stage. And since we know now the process of getting funding for the businesses, we want to know, when we have that funding, how do we use the fundings? How can we manage our monies, privately, individually, or even for the business? Because obviously those fundings will enable us to grow our revenue and growing the revenue would then mean that I need to know how to spend the money. So we want to invite you to stage and just help us with that as well.
Hi, Nero.
There we have you.
Hi to our guests today, and thank you for having me in your stage. And thanks to to Lindy, where the previous speaker, she actually shed a light on accessing funding, which I find in most cases that it is a hinder for most small businesses. You know, you find that I've got a business idea, but I cannot get access to funding. And when you get to access to funding, you know, you find that you don't know how to manage your finances, and at the end of the day, within a period of 18 months to 2 years, you find that your business falls away.
Lindy, I don't know if it's on my side, but we seem to.
Can you hear me?
I'm saying I don't know if it's my side, but I seem to be losing you. Anyone on
anybody who on the audience who can confirm if they can hear me?
Yes.
Mama. Can you hear me better now?
Yeah, we can hear you. Somebody's commenting. Let me check there.
Hi.
They can hear you.
Hey, Lindiwe.
Nice. They can hear you.
Okay, thank you.
All right, you can continue.
Okay, I see that my network is not stable. So you pardon me, and you just stop me and remind me where you lost me.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, thank you. So what I was saying is that first we would like to thank Lindy and you know, bringing this to us. I believe that most of the people who are attending today are small business owners, or they want to start up their businesses. So, you know, they find that it is challenging. One, it is challenging to get access to funding. And then Lindy did mention that the ways of accessing funding, there are programs that are available there, which I find that it's almost often a hinder to most startups. You know, you find that in the first 18 to 24 months, startups do fail because they didn't have enough access to funding. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear.
Yes, we can hear you. You can continue.
Okay.
We'll stop you if you don't.
Yeah. All right. And then you find that in the first 18 to 24 months, business do fail because they didn't have enough access to funding, or they don't have access to funding. Or if they had access to funding, they didn't manage their finances very well. So that's one thing that I find challenging to most small business owners. So yes, Lindy did mention a number of available funds out there. You know, the SMMEs have got a lot of opportunities to access funding. But again, she did mention a way of accessing those funds. Most small business owners that I've met, they will tell you that so they are there, but we can't access them. Of which, yes, probably it's true because you didn't access the funds. But did you look at your CV? Sorry, not your CV, your business plan. You know, if you look at your business plan, she mentioned that it has to be a competitive business plan because it's a competitive environment out there. So you need to have a competitive business plan. And you don't have to wait. You know, I find that most of the time we wait for the fund to be accessible. You know, I have the idea, I've got everything. Now I'm waiting for the funds. I did apply to most programs, but I don't get feedback, and then I'm still waiting. So if you've got an idea, we are living in a very competitive business world out there. If you're still waiting for the funds to be accessible, somebody may get your idea and may get the funding available and will take your idea while you're still waiting. So one thing that I always suggest to small business owners or to people who want to start up small businesses is that start. You know, you can get angel investors out there who, like in a form of family family members who will be willing to borrow you money if your business idea is like something that I can put in a bag. It must be clear. It must be able to bring or make you money, and somebody will buy into that idea, will borrow you the money, and then you will be able to start. And then while you're still waiting for the funding, the funding programs that are available out there to be accessible for you. So one thing that I find, again, after people have accessed the funds, that is a challenge and leads to entrepreneurial failure, is that when you've got the funds, we don't separate, especially when you're a small business, we don't separate our personal finances, and we don't separate the business finances. You find that I've got the one a business account, and I use it to buy groceries at home. I use it for my personal expenses, of which it is where we go wrong, because if you do that, it's difficult to track your business expenses. It's difficult to track your personal expenses. You find that you spend more on your personal expenses than the business expenses, while it's not generating money. If you're spending money on your personal needs, it's not going to generate money. So one thing that I suggest to most of the small business owners that are available here today is that separate the two. Have your personal account. One, get your business to pay you. Get a salary. If you've got employees, get a salary like every employee. One thing that I always suggest again is that if you are not making enough profit, because when a business is still a startup, it's difficult to say you are generating profit. So look at your expenses, draft your budgeting as a personal expense to say, okay, my family needs this much on a monthly basis, or this is how much we spend on our personal needs. And then take that amount and say, this should be my income from the business. Don't take more than that, because you're still working on generating profit from your business. Then you can increase your income as and when the business grows. So if you do manage to separate the two, it will be able to track your business finances as well, to see whether your financial plan is working for you or not. So those are the two things that I always find that they hinder, and there is a solution for them to have a personal financial plan aside from the business plan. Whether you are a one-man business owner, or you've got a business partner. Again, if you've got a business partner, you find that in a business you get you get liabilities, or we decide as a business to buy assets, on credit, and then you must have a plan to say, should anything happen to my partner, what am I going to do? How am I going to cover the liabilities of the business so that it doesn't hinder your personal finances at the same time? So you need to separate the two. Basically, that's what I wanted to add up on what my colleague Lindiwe just presented to you.
Well, thank you so much for that, Fikile. Very insightful indeed. And I have to apologize for Lindiwe. She's been hit by load shedding. And as we anticipated, we're going to have load shedding. So a lot of attendees are also dropping out because of load shedding. But please bear with us. If you have any questions, Fikile, can you remain on stage? And maybe you can also help with answering the questions, because you're the professionals here. Right? I just
Okay, yeah, that's fine. If they've got any questions, yes, yeah. I am happy to answer where I can.
All right. So we open to questions, everyone. Or maybe while you still
chat.
Yeah, or on a chat. Oh, welcome back, Lindiwe. Can you hear us?
Thanks, I'm back. Yes, I can hear you.
No, this load shedding is showing us flames, eh?
Can you hear me?
All right. We have two. Yeah, we can hear you nice and loud and clear. So we have two ladies on the platform. Yes. If you have questions regarding funding, regarding savings, investments, please ask the questions. If you're camera shy, you don't want to be on stage with them. I know I'm getting too much pressure here with these two ladies there. I feel like I need to move away from the stage, and then they can take over. But
No, you
otherwise,
can stay on your stage now.
otherwise, I'll trying to maintain my composure there. But otherwise, everyone else here, let me check the comments. If you have any questions, you can type them there, or you can raise your mic, and then I add you on stage. Then you can ask your question. It doesn't look like there is. Maybe they're still simmering the information that they got from you. Perhaps while we're waiting, let's take a group fee. A lot of people take selfies. Can we take a group fee and to show that we were all here enjoying this presentation? I'm going to enable a function. Just open your mic and then take a picture. It will send it to me. Let's do that. Start group fee. Remember to look at the camera while you're taking your photo, eh? And smile.
Aye.
Okay, we have a comment going.
I don't know you're following the chat now.
Yes. Yeah. Jane Nadu says, "Can you share funding options?" All right. Let's have people taking your pictures, and then you can write them down, Figile, and then we can answer the question in a moment. Thank you for the question, Mr. Nadu. Okay, I see 4 people have finished taking their pictures. We're going to share the pictures with you. You can post on your business profile there that you attended this funding function. Right. Well, maybe while we're waiting for the pictures to go, would you be able to answer, Lindiwe? Funding options. Or any one of you can jump in, answer the question.
There's quite a few. She mentioned SIFA. I don't have them on top of my head, but there's SIFA that I know. There's banks. You can get a funding from a bank if you've got a bankable business plan. Hello. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear.
Yeah, I can hear you. Somebody said hello.
Yes, I heard somebody saying hello.
Yeah. Okay, let me end the group fee.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, please continue.
Oh, okay. I was saying that there is there's quite a few. I saw that Lindiwe had had them listed. But to add on what she didn't list there, I know of SIFA. I know of before it was the youth for youth development. I can't remember the exact name, but it's I think it's CEDA. Yes, CEDA. There's SIFA, there's CEDA, and there's NEF. Where you can get funding depending on the nature of your business. There's quite a few. Who was asking Jay Nadu? Probably I can If you can follow me on LinkedIn, I can give you a list of the programs that are available where you can apply for funding.
Okay, I'll try to share your link from LinkedIn.
Okay, sure,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. All right. Nice. And
Okay,
there's
I will
another
respond
question,
again to Jane. Probably we will have we can schedule for a one-on-one. Looks like he's got quite a few questions with regards to that. But yes, I will say your business plan is more like your CV. You know, when you're looking for a job, you must have a bankable CV. So same as when you need funding, you need a business plan. So if you've got a bankable business plan, everybody, because even if you ask for angel investors, the angel investors will want to see your executive summary on your business plan. Most of the time, that's what they go for. But they don't want to see that 1 page or 2 page of your of your business plan. They want to see the whole business plan because they want to see whether the business is going to generate income, whether in the near future or when will it start to break even. So yes, you do need a business plan, whether you're applying for a funding, whether you presenting a business to me. You know, I need to see if I'm not going to waste my money if I invest with you.
all right. Okay, here's a link for Feasibility. All right. What is the most appropriate platform to apply for funding as a services SMME company?
Hi, Shini. Thank you for joining us today. You know, the business is a business. Whether you are providing a service, whether you selling goods, you know, it is the same. So it depends on the nature of your business. You know, you look at one, the nature of your business will guide you as to whether you qualify for a certain program to apply for a funding. But I know with NEF, it covers a large sector of service providers or agricultural service providers, depending on the nature of your business.
Okay. Shingi, are you answered? Are you covered? Awesome. I see a lot of people are camera shy. I'm trying to invite them on stage, but they
don't want to join in. You know, that's where we all started, eh?
Yeah.
But realize with the changes happening, you know, that's one thing I wanted to add as well to say. Previously, before COVID, you know, we were operating in a different way, but now we need to move. As there's a change, there won't be a way of operating a business the same way we were 2 years ago. You know, so you need to change. If you had a business that is operational now, try to move with time. That's how I call it. You're moving with time. But most of the things are going digitally. I haven't been working face to face with my clients. Most of the time I'm virtual. So, you know, it's difficult, but you try, you figure out ways, you fail, and then you're gonna improve. The more you do it, the more you improve on doing it.
Yeah. She says she's not, I don't know, she or he, not wearing makeup.
If it's the Shini, I know it's a he.
Is that a he or she? All right, let me see if there are more questions there. Oh, he. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Shingi. You don't need makeup, man. I'm not even
It's a
wearing makeup.
Saturday. If you are expecting to see makeup, oops.
Even ties. No. Just relax. Yeah. I should have worn a t-shirt instead of a shirt.
For sure. I mean, it was going to be
Yes,
making.
Are you back now? Lindy, yes, you can go ahead. Yeah. I can hear
I
you.
wanted to add something. Yes, I'm back, but my network is unstable, so it keeps on cutting. I wanted to add something on. Okay. On what Figile has said regarding the funding. Okay. Another thing, for a company to get funding, sometimes it is good to partner with someone who's got fund. That's why it's not always good to always claim that your company is 100% black owned, because if you're 100% black owned and you don't have enough expertise to do certain things, or enough resources to do certain things, so it's good for you to find another partner. It can be a white person, and that person may have fund. We don't only need to focus on getting the funding from government or from a third party, which may be a company. We can even just find other people who may be interested in our business, and they can provide us with fund, even if they don't have experience on the business. But if they have fund and they are willing to give you that fund, they can fund you.
That's a good idea as well.
That's all on the site.
Mr.
I don't know if you can still hear me.
Yeah, Mr.
Hi.
Yeah, we
Yes, we can.
hear you clearly. Yeah, we can
Hi,
hear
Noah
you
and
clear.
Figile. Can you still hear me?
Mr. Yeah, we
Perfectly
can hear
clear.
you.
Perfectly clear. We can hear you.
Mr. Nadu, one of the questions that you asked, you said, do you need a business plan to apply from banks? Was it answered to your satisfactory? Oh, yes. Okay. He's happy about that. Sorry, is Mr. Nadu or Miss Nadu? Let me change here. You need to be careful. Yeah, he says you need a solid financial plan as well. Oh, Mrs. My apologies, Mrs. Nadu. Okay, any more questions from the audience? Let's see. We have another. Thank you for having a sense of humor. We really appreciate it.
Is Shing still with us? He's asking a question now again.
Yeah.
He's asking for, because probably I'm gonna state your question, Mr. Shingi. I'm not sure if you wanted us to chat privately, but you're asking if you want me to recommend a consultant that can assist with writing a business plan. So, hey, you're putting me on a spot here, because I'm my own person. I believe in different things. I believe when you're a startup, you need to save as much as possible. So consultants out there will charge you for a business plan, and they're charging a lot of money, unless you are in a business of doing business plans. Or I'm sorry if I will take business away to some of the attendees today. So depending on the business that you want to go into, there are a number of free services, where you can get somebody who can assist you in drafting a bankable business plan. But the challenge I find with a consultant, if you were to come to me and ask me to draft a business plan, I will charge you 4,500 Rand for it. I think that's what's going out there in the market. And I don't understand your idea. I don't understand your market. I'll just generalize. So it's not a competitive business plan that you're drafting. It's a business plan that just a piece of paper, but it's not really bankable. So usually I advise business owners to first have the idea of what is it that you want. just put it down. There is what do we call this? The templates templates of doing business plans. They available freely on the internet. Just invest your time in drafting your own business plan. Then you can get somebody who can assist you in making it looking more professional, and then if you go to, I'm not sure, Lindy, who else? I think, I don't know about Sifa. I know CEDA has got a program that assists in business plans.
NYDA has that program as well.
Has the program, yes. And you can approach them after you've drafted, because they don't know your business as well. They don't, you have to sell your idea, So if you've got an idea of what you want, you need to know that you must have an idea of your market, what kind of people you want to target. And when you go to them, you tell them exactly what you want, and they will draft your business plan in a manner that will suit your need, and it will be more competitive as compared to hiring somebody who can do a business plan for you.
Right. Thank you for that. Here's another question from Mr. Harun Dadabey. It says, what about teaming up with companies who have successfully received funding to assist others?
Is it coming to me again? You want to take that?
Yes, I can answer that. You find there are companies who have received funding, but most of them, the one which can assist you is those who have a revenue that is more than 50 million, then they can assist you. Sometimes some of those companies, they always feel that they need assistance even if they have grown already, and they always believe that they can assist the others. So it does happen mostly, and Triple BE also, it pushes them to assist the other companies because they have received that assistance as well, and also that they have been there, so it becomes easy for them to assist. It's just that some of them are not willing, so it depends.
Yeah, while you're on that, Lindiwe, how does Triple BE get into the picture regarding small businesses and big businesses? Is there a relationship there, or there are two islands?
There is a relationship. Triple B is requiring large companies to assist the SMMEs. As I mentioned on my presentation, that if a company is 51% black owned, then it will be assisted as an enterprise development beneficiary or as a supplier development beneficiary. A white-owned company can feel that they are not catered for Triple BE. But when you look at Triple BE, it says the company needs to be 51% black owned. It doesn't say it needs to be 100% black owned. So it just means when you are white owned company with a black owned company, and make sure that the black owned company it only gets 51%, and then the
Okay, Lindiwe, I think we're losing you. Fikile, you're on mute.
Sorry. I was on mute. Sorry. Hey, it's a Saturday, and my kids don't understand that it's a Saturday. I'm still working. Sorry about that. I missed the question.
Okay. Now, here's another question. Mm-hmm. Mr. Harun, are you sorted with the question?
To add on what Lindiwe has said with regards to teaming up, it's a good idea to team up with other companies.
Mm.
Now, it will be on a personal level. As a small business owner, you need to approach those people. There's nothing that gives pleasure to a person who feels they're a bit successful as entrepreneurs than to say, can you be my mentor? I know where you've started. I see where you are. It means you are moving, so it gives them pleasure. And then you can approach them as a personal level. And then you go there to ask for, you've got a clear mind of what you want in terms of that. And then you approach them in a way of asking for help, not really asking for help. Just ask them, oh, I see you are here and now you are here. It means you are working hard. So that's one thing that will say, oh, okay, somebody recognizes me. And then now you say, oh, so this is where I am. And what did you do to get funding? Or if you know that they've got funding, because some of them, they don't want to share information. I don't know why, but it's something that's out there. They don't want to share information to say, oh, I worked so hard. That's where I got the funding from this company. And this is what they required. Especially when you find, okay, no, I've interacted with quite a few people, small business owners who succeeded and who failed, So there's quite a few number of them who are willing to share the information to say, look, I started as a weed smoker, and then today I am here. I worked very hard. I asked for help. I failed. I'll tell you today, if you are planning to run a business, it's a given that your business will fail at some stage, will become stagnant at some stage. So you don't, I always view it as a learning curve. Now when you see your business being stagnant, you just sit, relax, figure out where you went wrong. If you can't, get somebody to come in, because as a person, especially if you are a one-man business, you are a sole prop, you're wearing all these hats, and all these hats are not going to work for you. I might be good at finances, and I might not be good at marketing. I might not be good at running the day-to-day of the business. So I need to find somebody, outsource. Don't hire a permanent somebody to assist you. So get help. Ask somebody who's specializes in marketing to say, okay, this is where I'm at with my business, but I feel like it's not moving. What is it that I can do to move forward? That helps as well when you're a sole prop and you don't have capacity. You don't have enough funds to hire somebody on a full-time basis. So you can consult. You can ask for help from the people who you view they've been successful in they got funding and they are successful in their businesses, to ask them direct questions. So if you're asking me a direct question, I'll be able to say, no, I don't know. Or if I know I can help you. But if I don't know, I'll refer you to somebody who can assist you, because you've got a direct indication of what you want in your business. So that's why I'm saying that when you're a sole prop, you're wearing all these hats, just pause. A business will be stagnant at some point, and when it's stagnant, it doesn't mean you have failed. It means that there's something that you need to fix for you to be able to move
Awesome. Forward. Thank you so much. The last question from Mrs. Nadu. So we apologize. We 6 minutes over time that we've set, but I think we can take that question from Ms. Nadu. She says, is it important to have a competitor analysis? Yes.
Yeah, I saw that she asked whether it's important to have a financial plan. It's important to have a competitor analysis. A financial plan, it is important to have it for your personal needs. I think your investors will be looking at your financial management, like your what do they call this? The plan on your 5-year business, how your cash flow is going to flow, and the business, what you estimate it's going to happen in the next 5 years. That's what they need to know. But as a business owner, you need to have a financial plan in place to know exactly where you're going, where you are and where you're going and how to get there. So that will be the drive. A competitor analysis will help your business, because you don't want to start a business that is already out there and you don't have a proposition that sets you apart from your competitor. So yes, you need to have a competitor's analysis on your financial plan, on your business plan.
Oh, thank you, Lindiwe, for jumping in and answering these questions. I know I wouldn't have done what you did. I'm like everyone
if
else.
you've got any more questions with regards to,
I'm like everyone else. I'm
direct
looking
questions,
for answers, and you just answered a lot of my questions. Especially being a one-man show, you get a lot of things falling off the cracks that you're not aware until you don't have anything in your hands, or you just have one thing and you're like, "Oh, but I was doing all of these things. What happened to them?" But partnering and with successful companies, networking with them really helps, and it kind of alleviates the stress of running your own business.
Yeah, focus on what you're good at mostly. That's what I say. Focus on what you're good at, and then let somebody handle something that you're not good at.
Yeah, you're right.
Even if it means you lose a portion of your of your business. I believe in profit sharing, because now if I will say I'll pay you, I don't have the funds.
Yeah.
But if you say I'll give you 1%, manage the marketing for the whole business, then if you're happy with that, you move forward. You haven't lost much.
Yeah, that's true.